It started with a message that was never meant to be seen. Ethan wasn't the kind of person who checked other people's phones, not because he was morally superior, but because he believed trust, once cracked, never fully healed. So when Maya left her phone on the kitchen counter that night, screen lighting up in the quiet darkness, he tried to ignore it. Tried. But the name on the screen wasn't one he recognized. I miss you. Do you ever think about what we almost had? Ethan froze. The message disappeared before he could process it, replaced by the lock screen. He stood there, staring at his own reflection in the black glass. For a long moment he said nothing, did nothing. Then he walked away. Maya came home an hour later, cheeks flushed from the cold, humming softly like she always did. She kicked off her shoes, wrapped her arms around Ethan from behind, and kissed his shoulder. "Hey," she said. "Miss me?" Ethan forced a smile. "Always." And in that moment he decided something dangerous. He would pretend he never saw it. At first it felt like control, like strength. He watched her laugh, watched her curl up beside him on the couch, watched her fall asleep with her head on his chest, and told himself that whatever that message was, it didn't define her. But curiosity is a slow poison. Over the next few days, Ethan began to notice things he had never paid attention to before. The way Maya sometimes paused before replying to a text, the way she angled her phone away from him just slightly, not enough to be obvious, but enough to feel intentional. And then there were the silences. Tiny gaps in conversation where she seemed elsewhere. "Are you okay?" he asked one night. Maya looked up from her laptop, blinking like she had just returned from far away. "Yeah, why?" "You just seem distracted." She smiled. "Too quickly. I've just got a lot on my mind, work stuff." Ethan nodded, but something inside him shifted. 3 weeks passed before he saw the name again. They were at a cafe, sunlight spilling across the table, everything feeling deceptively normal. Maya got up to grab more coffee, leaving her phone behind. And this time, he didn't look away. The message was already there. "I saw you today." Ethan's heart started pounding. Another message followed. "You looked happy. I'm glad, even if it hurts." He swallowed hard, fingers hovering over the screen. He could unlock it. He knew her passcode, he always had, but he didn't. Instead, he memorized the name. Daniel. That night, Ethan couldn't sleep. The name echoed in his mind like a question with no answer. Daniel. Who was he? An ex? A friend? Something unfinished? And why did it feel like a ghost had suddenly entered their relationship? The next morning, Ethan did something he never thought he would do. He searched. Social media, old posts, tagged photos, anything that could connect Maya to a Daniel. It didn't take long. There he was. Daniel Carter. A photographer. Quiet eyes. The kind of smile that didn't try too hard. And then Ethan found it. A photo from 3 years ago. Maya standing beside him, closer than friends. Ethan stared at the screen, his chest tightening. They had never talked about this, not once. "Who's Daniel?" The question slipped out that evening before he could stop it. Maya froze, just for a second, but it was enough. "Where did that come from?" she asked carefully. "I saw his name pop up on your phone." Silence. Then she sighed, setting down her glass. "He's someone I used to know." "Used to know?" Ethan repeated. "That's it?" Maya looked away. "It was a long time ago, Ethan. It doesn't matter anymore." But it did. He could feel it in the way her voice softened when she said his name. "Did you love him?" Ethan asked quietly. Maya hesitated, and that hesitation said everything. The truth came out slowly, piece by piece. Daniel wasn't just someone she used to know. He was the one that almost happened, the one that never quite became real, but never fully disappeared either. They met at a time when Maya wasn't ready, when her life was chaos, when commitment felt like a trap. Daniel had wanted more. She had pulled away, and eventually they let each other go. "So why is he texting you now?" Ethan asked. Maya rubbed her temples. "I don't know. He just reached out." "And you replied." "I didn't want to be rude." Ethan laughed, a sharp, humorless sound. "Rude?" "Ethan, it's not like that." "Then what is it like?" Maya didn't answer, and that silence felt louder than anything she could have said. Over the next few days, the tension grew. Every conversation felt like it had something unspoken beneath it. Every glance carried questions neither of them wanted to ask. Until one night, Ethan saw it. Maya, sitting on the balcony, her phone glowing in the dark, smiling, not the soft, familiar smile she gave him. Something different, something distant. He stepped outside. "Are you talking to him?" Maya looked up, startled. Don't lie to me." She hesitated, then nodded. That was the moment everything changed. "Why?" Ethan asked, his voice breaking despite himself. Maya stood up, wrapping her arms around herself. I don't know, okay? I don't know why it matters to me that he's back. I don't know why I keep replying. Because you still feel something for him." "No," she said quickly. "It's not that simple." "Then explain it to me." But she couldn't, because some feelings don't have explanations, only echoes. Days turned into weeks, and somehow instead of ending things, they kept going, pretending, holding on to what they had while something invisible slowly pulled it apart. Until Ethan made a decision. "Meet him," he said one morning. Maya blinked. "What?" "Meet Daniel, talk to him, figure out whatever this is." "And you think that's a good idea?" "I think living like this isn't." Maya stared at him, searching his face. "You're not afraid?" Ethan forced a smile. "I already am." She met Daniel 2 days later, and Ethan waited. Those hours felt like years. Every possibility ran through his mind. What if she realized she still loved him? What if she didn't come back? What if... The door opened. Maya stepped inside, and everything in Ethan's world seemed to pause. "Well?" he asked. Maya looked at him, and for a moment, he couldn't read her at all. Then she spoke. "I needed to see him to understand something." Ethan's heart pounded. "And," she took a step closer, "when I was with him, it felt familiar, easy, like stepping into a memory that never really faded." Ethan felt something inside him crack, but it also felt, she continued, her voice softening, like something that belonged to a different version of me. He frowned. "What do you mean?" Maya smiled faintly. "I realized I wasn't missing him. I was missing who I used to be when I was with him." Ethan stared at her, not fully understanding, not yet. "I kept wondering what if," she said. "What if I'd been ready back then? What if things were different?" She took another step closer, but they weren't. "And now?" Ethan asked quietly. Maya reached for his hand. "Now I know something I didn't before." She looked him in the eyes, clear, certain. "Some stories are meant to stay unfinished." Ethan let out a breath he didn't realize he'd been holding. "And ours?" he asked. Maya smiled. "Our story?" She squeezed his hand gently. "Is still being written." But even as she said it, neither of them noticed the message still sitting unread on her phone. "I guess this is goodbye, for real this time." And sometimes, the most important endings are the ones we never see.